What a fantastic weekend. Absolutely incredible athletes on show. What was it? I think 2.4 mile swim, 119 mile bike ride. I think that's from Cardiff to London, which is absolutely crazy. And then, what was it? Oh yeah, and then a marathon to finish. Honestly, I can't see myself ever doing that. I'd like to, maybe in a few years. Not now, because it would just go against everything that I've been trying to build, these bad boys, over the last 8-9 years, or since I started training really. So, arrived back, and I've decided that, you know, after a few weeks of, well, it's been more than a few weeks now, it's probably been about nearly, or coming up to 2 months of bulking, I feel quite sluggish, I feel quite sort of slow, and I'm going to take maintenance calories down to I'm going to bring calories back down to maintenance now over the next, well, I don't know, I'm not going to put a time frame on it. What I'm going to do is wait until I feel sort of lean enough to continue with my bulk. Obviously, if you are going to be to bulk, you are going to put on a bit of body fat, but I'm just feeling a bit uncomfortable, and I don't know, I feel as if I've put on a little bit too much fat too soon, so maybe bumped calories up a little bit too much. And I've also become sort of less, or I move around less. I've stopped wearing my Fitbit, so I'm going to start wearing that now. And yeah, just going to bring everything back down to maintenance. Shouldn't do anything to my strength levels. And I think I should still be able to slowly and painfully keep building a little bit of muscle. But I'm not too fussed about it. I'm actually going to go for a run a little later as well, just because like I said, I feel a bit sluggish, I feel a bit tight. It's been a long sort of few hours sitting down in the car. We were sitting down a lot yesterday, so I don't know, I just feel weird, and I don't feel like I usually do. So just going to go out, get the cobwebs out, and leg day tomorrow then, so lower body day. Still staying with the same program, even though the decrease, there's going to be a slight decrease in calories, but I'm still going to plod on with what I was doing, trust the system, and that's the plan for today. And obviously it is Monday, so client feedback time, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now for a few hours. And here we have some oats, some editing. Going to be putting Sky Sports on that in a second, whilst I eat that. So obviously I've been doing Squat Saturday for a while now, but something that's been brought to my attention is deadlifting and how many people lift with incorrect form. So obviously there's no day of the week that starts with a D, so it's going to be Deadlift Tuesday. I'm going to go over the deadlift right now. Deadlift Tuesdays. Shame there's not a day starting of the week starting with a D in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through a few things. Not whilst I'm doing it. Ed's here as well. Say hello, Edward.
Hola.
Oh, Spanish for hello. And what I'm going to do is show you how I see a lot of people deadlift in the gym and what their setup's like, and how a few of my clients have sent me videos over of them deadlifting. And I'm just going to show you how to correct things and how you can get even more out of your deadlift by doing these two. Let's stick to two today. 2 simple tricks. So the number one rule of deadlifting is shoes off. And the reason why we do this is because you've got a harder surface to push off, and if you've got something with a little bit of a heel, it's going to put you at a slight disadvantage as to whether or not you can sort of get into a half decent deadlift position. Okay, so what we are seeing here is how the usual sort of gym setup and the client setup tend to do before they know how to deadlift properly. So as you can see, the lower back is rounding a lot, and it's more of a squat into a deadlift, and that's me doing my dance as to how not to do it. So basically you want to be hinging at the hips, so what you want to be feeling is your hamstrings pulling, and as you can see here, my hips are a lot higher than the previous video, and as I am lifting up, My head is down and I'm keeping the bar as close to my shins as I can. Basically, if your shins are hurting when you're scraping up, or bringing the bar up even, you know you're doing the right job. So as you can see here, hips are a lot higher, my hamstrings are loaded, my glutes are loaded, and this is what we're focusing on here, is bringing the shoulders back over the bar. And I'm doing it here in slow motion, as you can see. So it's all about getting tight and bringing those shoulders back. So I've literally just got in, and it's been a long day. Trying to edit, so it's not quite up yet. It's 7:25 right now. Need to make food, need to pack for tomorrow because I'm in the coffee shop at 8. But I just wanted to talk about something that keeps cropping up, and that's when guys come to talk to me when I'm on the coffee shop, and they say stuff like, yeah, I'm trying to lose fat, cool. So I ask, how's it going? And they react to it, yeah, it's going good. And then I ask, is your weight dropping? You seeing any improvements? And there's two things to take here. This is what they say. I'm not losing any weight, the scale's staying the same, but I feel better in myself. So the two things. Number one, feeling better in yourself. That's amazing. If you feel better in yourself, you're on the right track. That's what it's all about. Feeling confident and feeling better within yourself. Carrying less body fat, looking at yourself in the mirror and thinking, holy shit, look at me. Because it's going to make you feel amazing. It genuinely is. Again, like I keep stressing, it's not going to bring you happiness. When you see these fitness models and cover models at their leanest, bodybuilders, when they step on stage, they are miserable as fuck. They are nutrient deficient, calorie deficient. They've got no sex drive. They have got no libido, sex drive, same thing. They are hungry. They are weak. And they are very, very lethargic. So being extra lean, shredded, will never bring you happiness. Sure, you can be lean year round and still be happy, but there's a massive difference between lean and contest prep lean. So just bear that in mind. So that's the first thing. Secondly, this whole thing with the weight isn't dropping. Now, if you're going to be losing body fat, 95% of the time the scale weight is going to decrease. Only once, and I've coached 70 people since I've started. 70 people, only once has it ever happened that that person's weight has stayed the same, yet their body has changed. So, when you are losing body fat, especially in the initial first few weeks, the weight is more than likely going to drop off. But if it's not dropping, then there's a very, very high probability that your physique isn't really changing and that not much is going on. So this whole feeling better sort of thing, or feeling leaner, feeling good, is probably psychological. For example, I've started tracking my calories again, and already today I was in the shower and I thought, shit, I feel leaner. I've only been tracking for 2 days. No way was I leaner. It was just a mental thing because I like being in control of my nutrition, and when I'm feeling in control, I feel myself making a lot more progress than compared to when I'm not tracking. So just bear that in mind. If the weight's not dropping on the scale, there's a very, very high possibility that something's not quite right. But don't get me wrong, there's that very small probability that sometimes that can happen. So I'm going to go back to vlog and I'll catch you at the end of the day. So it's a very quick one from me tonight. Not a lot to say today, really. Soph's in bed there next to my pants. Don't know what she's doing next to them.
Sniffing them.
Sniffing them. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to do a physique shot tomorrow. So that's what tomorrow's vlog is going to be about. And yeah, that is it from me. Good night.